Hello everybody, I just want to start a new video to talk about Capture. Capture is the recording software, can be freely downloaded from presonus.com. It's used to record your band rehearsal. Okay, that is the most used feature of that program. Of course, you can capture and then import it into a workstation, like a DAW, and edit it later, and make a post-production music out of it. But that's not the main purpose of Capture. Capture is very straightforward program. All you have to do is turn it on, click a few buttons to record, and clicks a few more buttons to stop and play back. Okay, I want you to understand more than just clicking a few buttons. That's why I would spend the time to talk to you about the setting, what to expect out of each of the screen that you see, and when you play back, there's a pitfall that you don't want to get yourself into, because it could disrupt our program and it could confuse you. Okay, so that's why I would spend the time here to talk to you about how to set up a session from the beginning, even though you don't have to do that. You just click a few things and you had it play for you. Okay, so to begin with, I just want to say that I don't plan out to do the program or the video with the bullet point, to talk to you about. I'm gonna do in the style of impromptu, like all the videos I do, just like a one-on-one, session, just like I'm talking to you in person. So with that, I just try to remember everything that I want to talk about. If anything I leave out that you want to know, just let me know. Text me, call me, or email me. Anything that I that could be important that you want to know. Okay, so let's just look at our mixer right here. This is the mixer that I get from the church. Okay, this is how the church mixer would look, exactly like this. Okay, how do I get here? I copy a scene from church, the mixer scene, and then load it up in my mixer at home. And that's how I have exact same setting here for the video today. Okay, so every channel, every arc buses, even the name is exactly the same as the one at church. Okay, so normally you would sit at the front of a house position. That's where you sit at the sound booth. Okay, they call it front of a house. So you sit there, you see the computer right in front of you with the touch screen. That is the mixer. Okay, and that computer connect to the mixer via the network cable. Okay, there's multiple ways to connect to the mixer. Like I just want to remind you so that we can understand it more deeply. So you can connect to the mixer with a network cable, or you can connect to the mixer wirelessly via Wi-Fi. Like if you have an iPad, you can connect to the same network with the mixer, and then automatically you can access the mixer. And then there's one computer that connect to the mixer via FireWire. Okay, that computer has the capability of recording 32 channel, because for recording 32 channel you need that FireWire. Okay, and there's only one computer at church. I set it up and call it a stage PC. So if you go to church, you see the stage PC. That's the only one that you can record. Okay, so how do you get the stage PC from where you sit? Well, this button right here, It's similar to this, okay? Because this is my computer, not the computer at church, but the button look like this. This is the remote desktop icon, okay? Remote desktop. If you click on this at church, it will bring up the state PC on your screen, and then you just have to move that screen into the left screen, okay? So you have the main touch screen to do the mixing, and then on the left you have another monitor that you can display the stage PC, okay? After you display the stage PC, you can go to capture on it, because remember that's the only computer that can capture anything, okay? Because it has a connection to the mixer via FireWire. So capture would look like that. This is the icon for capture. Let me zoom in. See that capture? It looked like a C, stand for capture. So what you do is click on it, and it present you this window right here. Okay, you see this thing just popped up, and it say StudioLive RM32 AI. This one tell you that your mixer is actually synchronized and recognized by the capture software. Okay, if you don't see this one right here, don't do anything else, because even if you do anything else, it won't work. Okay, so make sure that you have this thing pops up and say, it's display your mixer right here. It's detected and ready to go. Okay, everything here is just a display. Okay, like a Persona Studio, Fire Studio. It's just the glass of your mixer. A mixer is just like another audio interface. Okay, people can use a lot of audio interfaces, like the one that connects to the computer via USB 2 or USB 3 or FireWire or Thunderbolt. Okay, it just happened that our mixer connect to computer by FireWire. Okay, the 48 kHz here is just sample rate that set up, that is set by the mixer. Okay, not the capture. Capture would just display this number here for you to know that, oh, you're recording in that sample rate, but it's actually from here. Okay, you see this this thing right here. It's say 48 here. Okay, so that's how you know that your sample rate. Okay, up here you will see an artist name. If you don't have anything here, it would just say artist. Okay, so normally you will put your name here, or anything that it remind you that it's your session. You're the one that capture it. Okay, the performance, usually the name of the show that you're doing. So maybe if you're recording for Thanksgiving, then put Thanksgiving here. Christmas, put Christmas here. But if this is the tutorial, so I put tutorial here. Okay, location, church. Okay, we're doing this because in the end it would create a file that have it look like this. Okay, artist name, it's the tutorial session, that's the date, and that's the location, church. Okay, it automatically create this format for you when you record. Okay, okay, now you go down to these 3 buttons, which is the main part of this software. Okay, if you already have the session that you want to open up, you go in here and you open the new session. Okay, like all the recording in the past, you already record, now you want to listen back, you can go in here and select the recording in the past and call it up again, playback. Okay, this is the new session. Okay, you click on this new button, new session button, it would pop up a window like this for you to record. Okay, let's just close it for now. Record now is actually the quickest way to record anything. So let's say you go to church show or the program already started, and you forgot to turn it on. Now you can click the button and it turn on right away. Not only it turn on, it create a session, it arm all the tracks, and it record right away. Do it. You see it record right away. Okay. The name of the track is right here. All of this thing is on and then recording right now. Okay. So if you want to stop the recording, let's say you're done with the recording, you have to hit unlock here first before you can hit stop. Okay, so right now you cannot stop until you hit unlock and then stop. This lock feature is actually helpful because sometimes people in the middle of the recording, they hit the wrong button or they hit the wrong key on the keyboard, and it would stop the recording inadvertently. Okay, so what you want is to prevent that button prevent you from accidentally turn off the recording. Okay. Okay, so that's that recording part. It's very easy. Hit record now from out here. You hit record now. That's all you do, and then you start playing with your band. And then when you're done, you just hit unlock and then hit stop. And then it creates a file right here. This is the one that you just recorded. So let me click on it to pull it up again. So this is the session that you just recorded. Okay. So why do you have this window, the screen come up here and say loading the mixer scene will override all current setting of your device? Okay. And do you want to load it? Okay. This is the feature that it would load the original scene, the scene that you capture all of this track with. Okay. You say load here, it would load it back, like the day that you recorded. Okay. Why do you have that? Because let's say you record this session 5 months ago. Okay. And now your mixer look different. You set it up differently for some different program. If you just load this capture session and play back, it won't be the same, because all the channel, the preamp, the gate, compressor, it's all different, so it won't be the same. So in other words, it let you choose the scene back then so that you can have the original recording play back exactly how it was. Okay. So that's a nice feature. But you have to be careful, because you don't want to load something and you lose the scene that you already have on the mixer. Sometimes you need that scene, and then now you lose it. Okay. So before you load anything, maybe you should back up that scene first, and then you load the capture, and but for the purpose of recording your band and play back right away, you don't have to do that, because the capture session is right there and the scene is the same scene. Okay. So whether you load or not, it's the same scene. So that is that. You see, okay, let me just close the session. This is the session that we just record, but let's just close it. Let's say that we create a new session. Okay. When you hit create new session, you don't have the recording happen right away. Okay. This is like you have time to prep for it. Go ahead and hit record new session, and then you can just arm any track that you want to record. Okay. Any track that have red button here, that means that it's ready to record. Okay. That means that it's armed. It's armed. That means that you hit record, it will record on that track. Let me do it right now. Okay. Hit record. You see all the track is recording. Okay. Stop it. Let's just say I don't want to record 32 tracks. I just want to record some of the tracks, and the track that I want to record. Let's just say I hit all, unarm all of them. Okay. Now let's just say I just want to record a few tracks. I can hit these few tracks to record. Okay. And hit record again, and you see that's only 3 tracks to record it. Okay. So you can arm all track, or you can arm one track at a time. It depends on how you want to do it, but 32 track can be a lot of memory. Okay, can take a lot of space on your disk. You know, after you record maybe an hour, it could come to a gigabyte. Okay, so make sure that you. But the quickest way is to record all of them. So later on, you don't want something, you can delete it. Memory sometimes is not an issue nowadays, so you don't have to worry about memory. You have a terabyte of hard drive to store all of them. Okay, but that is the feature of this button. Okay, so this button right here is a sync button. Okay, so you see it's like a sync. Okay, it's on automatic every time you click on capture. If not, then you need to click on it to arm it. Okay, there you go. Sync means that it will take off the names from the mixer here. Okay, so all these track has a name on it. Okay, so you have name like all these name for instrument, and then the name for the mic here, you know, yellow, orange, red, green. So those name will come up here, exactly how the mixer was set up. Okay, of course you have an option to go in there and change the name yourself. You know, you can change to whatever name you want, but you might not want to do that. You just want to synchronize whatever name on the mixer show up here. Okay, that's the easier way. The next thing you want to know is this button right here, and this is the most important button. Okay, this button will help you play back the track that you recorded. Okay, what happened when you hit this button like that? It lit up and it turned off the tracks on your mixer from analog to firewire. What do I mean by that? Okay, let me turn it off and show you what the mixer looked like. Okay, so over here you see all the channel that you select. Like this is the guitar, and you go to the source, it says analog here. Okay, all of these channels are analog because you want to play live. Remember, if you want to play live, you want to leave it on analog, you play live. Okay, but when you hit this button right here, it would change all of the analog connection into firewire connection. See, now everything is firewire. Everything is firewire. That's because you want to play back from your hard drive. Remember, you record to the hard drive, and now you play back from your hard drive into the mixer via firewire. So remember, 32 track go from the mixer through the firewire to the hard drive, right? Now 32 track from the hard drive go back into the mixer via firewire again. That's like a reverse. So that's what it means by firewire here. Okay. And again, if the computer is not connected to the mixer via firewire, you cannot do this. That's why that's only one computer that can do the recording and playback. Okay. So let me demo again. Turn this one off. You go back to the mixer, everything go back to analog. Okay. And I say there's a pitfall here, and I mean it. Okay. Because sometimes what happened is you record your band, okay, and then everybody put down the instrument and go down to the audience seat and listen to the recording, right? You turn it on, you go to the beginning and you play back, okay, and you listen to it and you fix any EQ, compression, gate, okay, level, you do all the level correctly, and then you're done. Yeah, and then you turn off the program and you go home, right? But you don't know that if you leave it on like this, you go home, the next morning you come in, the mixer will be in digital. So everything here is still in digital, Okay, even though you look like this, it's normal. It's nothing wrong with the mixer. But when you plug your guitar in the morning, you plug your bass in, nothing works. You have no signal, and you're running around thinking, "Oh, my battery, going dead, and my connection is not good, or something wrong with my connection, something wrong with the power." You try to reboot the mixer. You've done all of that, doesn't help. Okay, that's just because you're still on off FireWire. You go to the setting of each channel, you see FireWire here. That's why you don't hear anything. So you have to go back to analog. Okay. Well, you can go back to the analog by selecting analog for each one of them. Go one channel at a time and turn to analog. That could take a lot of work. Okay. Or you just have to turn this one off, and everything will go back to analog. Okay, so please remember this. Every time you done with rehearsal, playback and all, turn this thing off, so that your mixer is ready for tomorrow for the Sunday program without any problem. Okay, beyond that, this section is pretty self-explanatory. Record, playback, stop, play from the beginning. This is the flag right here, is for the marker area. So like during the recording, you can add a marker like this, and you name it start of the sermon. Okay, so you mark the start of the sermon, and you mark the start of the end of the sermon. You mark the start of the band, the end of the worship, whatever you want to do. This marker would help you navigate through the whole timeline of this recording. Okay, so those are the marker, and then this is just the window to see how much time you have on the recording and all of that. Useful information. Over here, the setup button. So like if you click on this button, you see all of this channel will become like this, vertical. Okay, so everything, if I have a program running right now, or the recording running right now, you see the light coming up here, the green light coming up, and if it clip, you will see the red part up here lit up. Okay, if it clips. You don't want it clip, so that's why this is a good monitor. You look at this, you say, "Oh, this channel is clipping," so you go in there and you reduce the preamp. Okay. If you don't have this engaged, you can still see the light out here for the 32 channel. Okay, the light will come up here, and the level of each instrument here. This button is just to go back to the if you hear, you go back to this view. Okay, this is for sound check. Okay, sound check is the way to make sure that your recording, you just turn it on. You turn this button on, and you do the sound check, like the band playing for one song, and you turn it off, and then you use that one song to EQ, to compress, to do all of the setting, and get it ready, and you turn it off. You don't record anything. You just use that for sound check only. Okay, I never have to use this one before. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, this one, you can see that the icon look like the mixer going to the computer. Okay, and down here, the computer going to the mixer, and this is the way to save a scene. Okay, so you click on this one, you save a scene from the mixer to the computer. In other words, you save a scene from a mixer to the capture session. Okay, this button is reversed. There's a capture button, there's a capture session, and you want to load the scene from the capture into the mixer. Okay, this one is extra option I'm gonna go through later, but and these are just basic editing, like erase, cut, range, you know, you can select a range on this and you delete that range or do something to that range. But okay, so that is all that you need to know about the recording. Now let's just go to the setting a little bit so you understand. You can click here to see that setting, or it can be out here. Let me close the session. You want to save? No. You want to close, you want to go to setting, is the option down here. Okay, you click on the option, it's the same thing. So basically it tells you what audio interface that you have. So this one is our mixer is right here, PreSonus Fire Studio. Okay, this is a sample. It usually set 512 or above. Okay, you want to record smoothly. You don't want the video to pop and click, or even sometimes it's completely damaged because of the sample rate. Okay, you want to set it as high as you can. Okay, maybe 500,000 24 or something like that. 1024 is decent to record, because you're going to use less, you know, computer processing, and that's why it's easy on the processor, on the CPU. Okay, this sample rate 48 here is actually set by the mixer. I already talked about that. 24-bit is actually very decent. This is very high-end recording already. You don't want to, you can go 16 if you want, but that 16, I don't know. I mean, usually 24 is the standard high definition. 32-bit is overkill. You don't have to go 32-bit if you don't want to. You don't need to. Okay, it just costs more. It just takes more memory. However, the audio quality is not going to be much better than a 24. 5 seconds mean that you're going to have 5 second pre-record. So let's just say that the pastor start talking already and you forgot to click on the record. You can still click on the record and it record 5 seconds before that. So that's a nice feature, that your mixer always record, you know, a chunk of 5 seconds before you hit anything. Okay, so just to make sure that you don't miss anything important. Okay, this section in the middle, you don't have to do anything, just leave it the way it is. Down here, it just tells you the location of the recording. So right now, anything I record go to the K drive, which is the external hard drive that I have. You know, is USB 3 or Thunderbolt or something fast. You know, you wouldn't want to record on a USB 2 or anything less than that. I mean, 32 channel can be very heavy, so I don't want to use a hard drive that's slow. Okay, you want the fast hard drive, so at least USB 3, Thunderbolt, or you know, or even SATA or hard drive. Okay, so that's the location. You can change the location if you want. You don't want to, you know, capture in this folder. You can change to something else. Okay, and then down here, you remember I talk about the name scheme. The name scheme is like take the artist name, which is sometimes I put high here, and then performance is remember I say tutorial, and location is church, you know, and that's how it create the name for the file. Okay, and down here you have a check mark saying that load a StudioLive Mix scene with capture session. This is I checked it because, you know, sometimes, like I say, if you don't capture the scene, there's no way that you can have the same mix, you know, 5 months later. Okay, you load something months or years later, if you don't have the correct scene, it's not going to play correctly, you know, because the other channel have to set up certain way, you know. 5 months later, you have a different mixer, and then that's why the recording doesn't apply. So you wanna save a scene just in case, you know, like you can load the scene with the session so that you can play exactly like 5 months ago. That's all it means. Okay. Okay, so that is the end of the session. I hope I don't leave out anything important. You have a capture button here. Sometime pops up if you have capture. This capture button right here, okay, would show up on the computer that is not even connected to the computer, the mixer with the firewire. So in other words, this button will show up whenever you have a capture session open. You know, right now I have a capture session open. That's why on every mixer, every computer, like, you know, even the iPad would have this button. This is the new feature right here, so that you know, sometimes you're the sound guy, you're supposed to sit where you record, and then you just have an iPad, you run into the back of the room doing something, and then you realize that you forgot to turn on the capture to record the program. You can still do that on your iPad. So you go in here, you just hit record, that's it. Even on your iPad you can do this, okay? So that's nice, that's a newer feature. You know, before that, before you know, these firmware update, you know, you don't even have that. Okay, so I hope you know how to capture the program and playback for your own rehearsal. Any question, let me know. Okay, thank you.